All right, welcome everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. Always excited to dig into something new.
Today we're heading to a city that's practically synonymous with history and spiritual energy. You know, Mathura, India.
Ah, Mathura, a place that's been on my list for ages.
I know, right? And we've got these excerpts from a document that are just packed with info. Should give us a great starting point.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
I think it's going to be fascinating to see how Mathura balances, well, everything it's known for.
Right. Because it's not just a historical site, it's a living, breathing city.
Totally like stepping into a living museum.
Yeah.
But let's start, I guess, with what probably comes to mind first for most people. Mathura as like the heart of Hinduism.
Makes sense. Yeah. The birthplace of Lord Krishna. One of the most, if not the most, revered deities in Hinduism.
Huge. And for Hindus, this makes Mathura, a pilgrimage site of just immense importance.
Absolutely. And that connection to Krishna, it's tangible. I mean, right there on the site where he's believed to have been born stands the Keshav Dev temple.
Wow. Just imagine the spiritual energy in a place like that. A focal point of devotion for centuries.
Yeah, for centuries. And of course, you can't forget Vrindavan.
Oh, right, Vrindavan. Just a short hop from Mathura.
It's practically woven into all the stories of Krishna's childhood, you know?
Like his whole upbringing is right there.
And with its countless temples and ghats, those wide steps leading down to the Yamuna River.
Yeah, where pilgrims bathe and perform rituals.
Exactly. It just pulsates with devotion.
So, no wonder Mathura is considered one of Hinduism's 7 holiest cities.
Right. Drawing millions of pilgrims every year, especially during festivals.
Okay, so we've talked about the religious significance, but Mathura's history, goes way beyond that.
Oh, for sure. Deep roots.
We're talking empires and dynasties, reaching back to the Mauryan and Gupta periods.
Exactly. Mathura thrived during those times, real center of culture and commerce.
Think about it. It was a vital hub on those ancient trade routes.
Yeah, ideas and goods flowing from everywhere. And then you've got the rise of the Kushana Empire, 1st to 3rd century CE.
Okay, so not just a political power, but a cultural one, too.
For sure. And this is when we see the flourishing of the Mathura school of art.
Ah, okay, so what sets that apart? What makes it unique?
Well, for one, they used a distinctive red sandstone. Gives the sculptures this incredible warmth and texture.
Interesting, yeah. So, visually distinctive from other sculpture traditions.
Definitely. And then there's the detail, the craftsmanship is incredible. You look at a statue like the Bodhisattva Maitreya.
Okay, yeah, and who's that? What's that one depicting?
Maitreya is a bodhisattva, basically, a being who's achieved enlightenment but chooses to stay in the world to help others reach it.
So, ultimate compassion.
Exactly. And the Mathura school's depiction of him is just it's serene contemplation, robes carved with this incredible detail, It practically breathes.
Wow, and I guess that's what's so cool about these remnants of the past. We can almost connect with the people who came before us.
Totally. They're like windows into another time.
And speaking of connections, there's also a fascinating Buddhist layer to Mathura's history, which isn't always the first thing that comes to mind.
True. Amidst all those Hindu temples, you find remnants of Buddhist architecture. Stupas, those dome-shaped structures.
Right, often housing relics, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like this powerful reminder that Mathura has always been a place of diverse beliefs.
A real melting pot, even way back then. So, okay, picture this, right? All these layers of history, religion, culture. What does Mathura's cityscape actually look like today?
Well, imagine this breathtaking mix of temples and ghats leading down to the river, historical structures. It's really a tapestry of influences.
It's got to be pretty incredible visually, like a living museum of architectural styles.
Oh, it is. And you mentioned the Vishram Ghat earlier.
Right, the one where Krishna rested, right, after slaying a demon.
Exactly. And the Dwarkadish temple, have you seen pictures of that?
I've seen some, yeah. Beautiful, intricate carvings, right?
Incredible. Really embodies the heart and soul of the city.
Okay, so lots of ancient wonders. But, Mathura is also a modern city, right? Bustling with life.
Absolutely. Don't forget, it's a major agricultural hub. You've got fields of wheat, sugarcane, mustard, all surrounding the city.
Right, so it's not just temples and pilgrimage sites. There's this whole other side to it. And what's interesting?
What's that?
We were talking about Lord Krishna, his association with milk and butter. And it turns out Mathura and the whole bridge region around it is famous for milk and dairy production.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. It's like that ancient symbolism is still woven into the fabric of the region's economy.
Totally. like past and present, are totally intertwined. And of course, all this history, the religious significance, it makes Mathura a major draw for tourists.
For sure, seems to balance tradition and modernity pretty effortlessly.
Speaking of tradition, though, we can't forget the festivals. They really bring Mathura to life. Like Janmashtami, celebrating Lord Krishna's birth. That must be something else.
Oh, it is joyous spectacle. You've got these vibrant processions, devotional singing everywhere, even reenactments of scenes from Krishna's life. Just the energy of thousands of devotees. It's amazing.
I bet, yeah. But that must pose some, I don't know, some logistical challenges, right,
Yeah.
for the city.
Oh, absolutely. Think about it. You've got this huge influx of pilgrims. You have to make sure everything flows smoothly, takes meticulous planning, coordination.
Definitely a huge undertaking.
But for the people of Mathura, it's clearly a labor of love. It's a chance to honor their heritage and share it with the world.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, and then there's Holi, right? The Festival of Colors. I feel like that one takes on a whole new dimension in Mathura and Vrindavan.
It does, definitely. Picture the streets, right? Awash in color, people throwing colored powder everywhere. It's celebrating spring, the playful love between Radha and Krishna, this explosion of joy and community.
So, I mean, we've covered a lot of ground, but it sounds like Mathura is a place where these ancient traditions are, like, truly alive. They're not just relics of the past. They're still woven into the fabric of the city.
That's a great way to put it. Mathura really exemplifies how a city can evolve, embrace progress, and still cherish its roots. It's a model for how we can all try to balance heritage with, the demands of the modern world.
Really makes you think, yeah. If you could step into just one place in Mathura, where would you choose? What aspect of this city calls to you the most? Something to ponder, right? Until next time, everyone.
Thanks for listening.